Welcome to the Worship Whisper channel, and today we're sharing a very touching story. Amazing Grace remains one of the most famous hymns in the world today, but what you don't know is the writer of this transgenerational song sold people for money. You need to watch this video to the end to know the full story. John Newton was born on July 24, 1725 in Wapping, London, England. His father was a shipmaster, often away at sea. His mother, a devout Christian, taught him Bible verses and hymns, but she died when he was just 7 years old. After her death, Newton was sent to boarding school and later joined his father on sea voyages. Without his mother's influence, he drifted from faith and developed a rebellious streak. At 18, Newton was pressed into the Royal Navy against his will. After trying to desert, he was flogged and demoted. This humiliation pushed him further into bitterness. He eventually left the Navy and began working on slave ships, transporting enslaved Africans to the Americas. At one point, he worked for a slave trader in Sierra Leone and was treated so badly that even other crew members pitied him. By his own admission, Newton was profane, immoral, and deeply involved in the slave trade. In March 1748, while sailing back to England, his ship, the Greyhound, was caught in a violent storm in the North Atlantic. The ship began to fill with water, and Newton, fearing for his life, cried out, "Lord, have mercy on us." He later marked this as the beginning of his spiritual conversion. Though he didn't fully abandon the slave trade immediately, he started reading the Bible and attending church. Newton made several more voyages as a slave ship captain, but gradually became troubled by the cruelty and injustice of the trade. Illness eventually forced him to give up sailing in 1754. He began studying theology and became friends with influential Christians like George Whitefield and John Wesley. In 1764, Newton was ordained as a minister in the Church of England and served in Olney, Buckinghamshire. He became known for his heartfelt preaching and the hymns he wrote with poet William Cowper. In 1772, he wrote Amazing Grace for a New Year's Day sermon, reflecting on his own journey from spiritual blindness to redemption. For years, Newton stayed relatively quiet about his past in the slave trade, but in 1788, he publicly repented and published a pamphlet titled Thoughts Upon the African Slave Trade, calling himself a wretch and describing the horrors he had seen. His testimony was used by abolitionist William Wilberforce in the campaign to end slavery in Britain. Newton lived to see the British Parliament pass the Slave Trade Act of 1807, which abolished the slave trade in the British Empire. He died on December 21, 1807, at the age of 82. If you were blessed by this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. It's free. Don't forget to turn on the notification and comment what you have learned. Thanks for watching.